All right, team. We have a complex case on our hands. The patient presents with chemical colitis, uveitis, and hereditary gingival fibromatosis. What do you think we're dealing with here?
Chemical colitis could indicate inflammation in the colon. Uveitis suggests inflammation in the iris. And hereditary gingival fibromatosis points to gum overgrowth. I'm thinking it might be something rare.
I agree with Gary. These symptoms are quite unusual to come together. It could be a genetic condition, possibly.
I'm not so sure about that. I think we should consider an autoimmune disease based on the symptoms presented. It could be a complex immune response at play here.
No, you're all wrong. This is brachydactyly preaxial hallux varus syndrome. We need to perform limb-sparing techniques immediately. Yes, it's risky, but it's our only chance to save the patient's life.
Brachydactyly preaxial hallux varus syndrome. That's a rare condition, but it does make sense with the symptoms. We need to act fast.
I'll prepare the operating room for the limb-sparing techniques. We have no time to waste.
All right, let's do this. It's a risky procedure, but if it's the right treatment for our patient, then we have to go for it.
Damn right. We have to take risks in this field. Lives are at stake here. Let's save this patient. You wanted to see me, Tracy?
Yes, Hawks. I heard you want to perform limb-sparing techniques on a patient with brachydactyly preaxial hallux varus syndrome. Where did you get such a ridiculous idea?
Actually, I discussed it with the patient herself. She suggested it to me as a possible solution.
And you believed her? That's highly unorthodox, Hawks. We can't just go around performing procedures based on patient suggestions.
I understand, Tracy. But in this case, I really think it could be the best course of action. The patient has done extensive research on her condition.
Well, I appreciate your concern for the patient, Hawks. But we need to approach this in a more systematic way. I'm writing my decision.
Of course, Tracy. I'll gather all the necessary information and consult with the team before moving forward with any treatment plan.
Good. Keep me updated on the progress, Hawks. We want to provide the best care for our patients, but we also need to follow the proper protocols.
Understood, Tracy. I'll make sure to follow the correct procedures moving forward.
Oh no, this is not good.
The patient is in critical condition. How am I going to break this news to Hawks? Sparing techniques were definitely not the correct treatment for brachydactyly preaxial hallux syndrome. I need to figure out a way to handle this delicate situation.
What were you all thinking? You nearly killed a patient with your incompetence in limb-sparing techniques and misdiagnosis.
I believe we assessed the situation correctly, Dr. Hawks. It was a difficult case.
I disagree. I think we misinterpreted the symptoms. It was a mistake, but we were trying our best.
I still stand by my diagnosis. We did what we thought was right at the time.
You call this trying your best? This is a disgrace. You call yourselves diagnosticians. You're nothing but a bunch of quacks.
We have years of experience, Hawks. We can't be perfect all the time.
It's not fair to blame us entirely, Hawks. We worked with the information we had.
Maybe we should have approached it differently, but we were working in the best interest of the patient.
Best interest. Your best nearly killed that poor soul. I can't believe I trusted you all. You're all a bunch of imbeciles. Storms out of the room in frustration. I can't believe I haven't figured out what's wrong with this patient yet.
Maybe you need to consider a different approach, Hawks. Have you checked for any underlying conditions?
I've checked everything, Johnson. It's like a medical mystery that I can't solve.
Well, have you thought about the possibility of a rare disease? Sometimes it's the most unexpected diagnosis.
That's a good point. I'll look into that. Thanks, Johnson. Eureka. I've got it. Johnson, I know what's wrong with the patient. I have to go attend to this immediately.
Wait, what? Hawks, you can't just leave without saying goodbye.
Rushing out, sorry. Johnson, duty calls. I have an urgent matter to address. Brachydactyly preaxial hallux varus syndrome was wrongly diagnosed in the previous case.
What are you talking about, Hawks? You stormed in here without proper medical equipment.
This is unacceptable, Hawks. You can't just barge in like this.
We have protocols for a reason. You can't just ignore them.
Listen to me, I've reevaluated the case and I'm certain it's Machado. Joseph disease. We need to act fast. Tracy, I finally figured out the right diagnosis for the patient.
That's great news, Hawks. You did a fantastic job.
It's just frustrating because this whole ordeal could have been avoided if you listened to me from the start.
Wait, what do you mean?
Well, I had a hunch about the symptoms early on, but you brushed it off.
Oh, I see. I apologize if I didn't give your opinion enough consideration.